work, and stories. We let our passions run free in the new world we face together. Smart, live Giga.
On the edge. Legit, right? Not quite. Just like your disposable razor. It's time you switch your disposable razor for your legit first shave, so you can be every bit legit. Gillette Mac 3.
That let's just start the match already. Just go start. We will not start until everything is good. And we are in the spirit of esports where everything is fair and everyone is playing in their best. So, getting into this matchup, we will be going into the draft really soon. And I think that's happening right now. And I'm just super excited. We will start from the beginning, by the way. I think both teams have agreed we should start the draft from the beginning, and that means the previous picks that we've talked about, that's suddenly erased. I'm a little sad because we already did the in-depth analysis, and but they might just do it again for some reason.
I mean, they did for the first phase of the bats. And wow, MLBB here, they're still gonna stick with that Kali, and probably a Kimi. If MLBB, they could still go for the Kimi if they want to. I think it's still a good strategy, just to have that Kimi onto your lineup. But on MLBB, they would make a bit of an adjustment here. They would just stick with the two sustain heroes that they went for in the first draft that we had earlier. They would go for the Esmeralda and the Khalid. The Khalid.
Right.
I almost said another character.
Another one.
From
You
a
almost
fighting
said
game.
another one. full swing into 5 people here. Let's find out as we head into the game. Red Esports versus Onyx PH Game 1.
Okay, so I like the Cho tank or Cho's doing here. It's on Lusty's side, so you know that it's gonna go for that concussive blast emblem. I actually like it because it gives an extra oomph to this Cho.
That's right.
Like Cho won't be getting the normal items that he uses. Like he won't be getting those blade of despairs or anything like that. But he will still get the extra help.
Yeah, there's extra damage, but you also have to note that this Cho is going to be a little bit squishier than the Cho that we usually see, simply because it is on a mass setup, especially in the early game. Maybe later on they can compensate for it, but for now they will have to deal with just some really good picks. And so far so good for both teams. They are not showing any big signs of weaknesses yet. And everyone, all the carries are getting the farm that they need.
And speaking of weaknesses here for the side of Bren Esports, I just feel that as long as the lanes remain stagnant, nothing's happening in any of the sides here on the map. Like Yaknu will just be, forcing out those avarice procs to just get him the extra gold that he needs to go online early.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh boy, Lusty almost got taken care of there. But Feathered Airstrike, good amount of damage. Carl Teasy cleans it up. And we'll be going for first blood on the Few.
I like the thing about Few here is just showing us how good is he in just calculating out the damage. He saw Jay, he just goes for the Feathered Airstrike, and he just called Kartzy, and he just went, okay, finish it off. You got this.
Yeah. That's actually pretty good, because you also want to get Few as much damage output as possible. Let's have a look at the Gillette instant replay there for Lusty. A pretty good bait, forcing Jay to go out of position. That's pretty smart. And then, of course, Carl Teasy, despite being the Hayabusa, just allowing Few to pick that up.
And that is Gillette instant replay, the best a man can get, and shave the day. Yeah, shave the day. I kind of remember that. That was probably the best thing, or the best hashtag that I heard earlier.
Yep.
But right now, Jay, it's here, and look at this. Oh my goodness, that dragon, Rockheart, that dragon.
Yep, the dragon is real, a double for Few, and they just keep going on and on and on. Flap Teasy and Carl Teasy, a great combo for invading the buff at this point of the game. Now, it's going to be Bren Esports with the ability to go straight into Onyx PH for that turtle, but they will just take it slow and steady, knowing that the rest of Onyx PH might be starting to get in position.
Now, usual there,
no.
just using the ultimate to get in the phases here on the side of Onyx PH. It was enough to force them back out, and it was enough for Bren Esports to get 1 kill out of it. That says a lot.
Yeah. It really does. It says a lot considering how far ahead Bren Esports feels like right now. But the economy is showing something different. It's just 1.4k considering so many things that happened already. I wonder if Bren Esports is capitalizing well on the kill advantage that they have.
And Dilar here will be the next target. There is the shadow kills Dilar. He's just way too tanky, and I think that's Khaled's thing. Like, Khaled will, as long as Khaled can press those skills, it won't really be a problem.
That's true. Again, the Khaled is... There's a good reason why the Khaled just keeps getting picked up here over and over again, right? And I like that. I like that the Khaled is... The sustainability for Khaled has been noticed by our teams, and that's just how Khaled is going to be played. It's super at all, despite lower on the itemization priority. Lusty and the rest of Red Gear are back into the fight, and because of that, Dilar falls, and now Flap Teasy, he is in position.
That was a very nice play coming out here from Bren. They catch Dilar, and they burst down the Lar fast. And Khalid, as long as he can't use his skills, he cannot sustain himself. And that was a prime example there. Brand Esports, they know what they're doing. They're just rolling with it, and they're probably gonna get to the really, take advantage of it early game. Iyakno, he had the avarice on hand, but the thing is, there wasn't
mid lane inhibitor, tapos destroyed na rin yon. Top lane inhibitor threat ang susunod habang nasa may ganda naman ang lulunod ng mga skills na manggagaling mula kay Few dito against the members of MLBB. Wise is there. The top lane inhibitor is not yet sa minion.
Yusong lang yung namatay and grabe. Look at that.
At nagturo ng leksyon. Tigisa, no? Now I do understand why the Selena got banned for that. Don't forget to actually
From there, hindi niya maprotektahan yung mga core niya.
it's really
Game to be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
During the early game. These are two heroes that are so dependent. Snow that we're running right now. But before that, why don't we talk about the item builds? Honestly, pretty standard stuff from all teams. From both teams, I mean. And gusto ko lang tingnan nyo dito is Fuse items because of the fact na ang napakaganda ng kanyang progression dito. Going for the Clock of Destiny as well as the Durance. The Durance made I would say ito talaga yung dagger against MLBB. The Durance disallows regeneration from your opponents, which is great versus your Esmeralda, definitely against the Khalid at a certain point, the Basha, as well as the Roger. So almost all ng heroes coming from MLBB was answered by Few. Now we're gonna see our post-match data. It only went until 11 minutes and 24 seconds, but I guess the orange buffs and the purple buffs claimed. Ito yung talagang ridiculous na masks na team fight, which I think is the second turning point of the game. Sineselebrate na lang nila yung lamang nila over MLBB. But the real turning point for me was during the 6-minute mark, which I call one of the good peels coming out from Brand Esports. They have peeled through the lineup of MLBB with a very nice execution. Merong nauna, which is Rebo and Dusty in the front lines, and then merong biglang Yuzhong from Flaptizi sa likod. And it really caught MLBB off guard to a point where they eventually lost that clash and any contention during all throughout the game is already lost para sa Onyx PH. Ladies and gentlemen, after the 6 minutes, you can honestly say that Bren Esports have already won this game. And for the 5 minutes thereafter, Onyx PH was just at the mercy of Bren Esports. Our smart MVP of the game, however, is Few with a 709 KDA stat. Mind you, this is, I think I can honestly say that this is a core Farsa that started with the Clown of Destiny as well as the Durance, which is, I would say, really gave a lot of teamfight prowess para sa Bren Esports. That Durance really is the nail in the coffin of Onyx PH because most of their heroes, their Baksha, their Esmeralda, Kali, dependent talaga sa regeneration and sa sustain. That was game number 1 of Bren Esports versus Onyx PH. Let's see kung makakabawi ang Onyx PH sa ating game number 2 as we throw it back to the casters. Oh!
Thank you very much for those insights, Wolf. And I think Wolf kind of put the nail straight into the coffin of that analysis where we saw the turning points for Bren Esports, the big moments where they definitely secured that lead. 2 points. And both of those, I think, involve Jay, which is a bit sad because Jay's usually such a good guy in positioning himself in fight.
This is the time where, the tanks just need to step up, the supports need to step up, just because a lot of these tanks will get banned. And I'm 100% sure that at times, it's going to be the case because you're going to get put in a position where you're not really comfortable. And the Baksha there, it's a good pick, but you don't really see Jay going for those heroes. So, I mean, they really have to adjust on the fly, and I think Jay was put in a very uncomfortable position. That's why he had a bit of a problem in terms of positioning. But for game number 2, at least Onyx PH can just rally back and take this to a game number 3. That's one of the things that you really have to look out for Onyx PH is they don't give up easy.
Yeah, that's always been their trademark. Despite, I think, having some very mismatch or very difficult games, Onyx PH always rose up to the challenge, and I wonder if that's going to be the case here as well, right? Those are the big questions that we have. This Baksha is, I think, you're right on the coffin. Feels like it was first on the J. And what do as the right? You just into the enemy and hope your team give up. Because if you want sometimes or most of the time, there's no ruling out anymore. Right? Depending on the situation.
I mean, that is one of the things that you count for if you're on the side of Onyx PH. If you either draft on game number 1, you never go back. It's like there's no in between. There's no surviving for 2 people in your team.
Pero tinanong ako, ikaw ba girlfriend niya? Baka hindi po.
That's how it went onto the side of Onyx, and they did. That means that you want to have a bit of extended team fight. You don't want your heroes getting picked off. You don't want your heroes getting controlled that easily. Now, in terms of repositioning, they didn't have anything more. They only had the Purify, and it didn't really matter onto the side of, Bren Esports, because Bren Esports, at some point, they have the Yuzhong, and the Yuzhong will just push people back a bit, like knock them back a bit, then the capability of Bren Esports to just chase with the Cho and the others, and the Hayabusa is just way too good.
One of the best heroes that you can pick if you really want to reposition fast. That's Yuzhong, right? You the crowd control. While you're in Dragon form, right? They can't do much about it except hope that you fall in the wrong path. Except that Yuzhong doesn't bump into free enemies, then knock them up at the same time. So that's the big problem that I have here. And like you said, once you go in for Onyx PH earlier, it was either you win completely, or you get wiped out.
Okay.
Those are the only 2 scenarios.
Okay, so just having that certain setup for Onyx PH. I just feel that for game number 2, they should just hold back a bit, not go for the fully aggressive lineup that they really plan to go for, and just go for probably a more standard pick, like not really a one-dimensional pick. Because if you think about it, the plan on game number 1 was just to get in their faces and just wipe them out.
Yeah.
And I think Brent Esports had the freedom to just pick what style that they wanted to play. If they want to go aggressive, they have the Yuzhong for it. If they wanted to go for the pickoff, they had the Hayabusa for it. So there were a lot of things going on there for Brent Esports, and I feel in terms of drafting, Brent, they got the better side of that.
Yeah, they absolutely did. They got the better side of most of it. Plus, not to mention, Bren looked super comfortable in running and dealing with that lineup. They looked like they knew what they were doing at every point of the fight. Whether it's going for the invade, like Wolf said, you saw how many blues were stolen. That was, I think, 8 or taken rather. That was 8 blues versus 1 blue for Onyx, right? Those stats are crazy.
Yeah, those stats are crazy, but you know what, Rockheart? That is the power of the Hayabusa with the
That's
retribution.
true. You can probably go for the
It enables you.
kill. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and even the ultimate of the Cyclops, you can just get away from it. I mean, you cannot disjoint it in any way. But what you can do is when they go back.
Yeah.
They just go back. And that's how it works. You don't really have to, spend a lot of skills to, put yourself into safety. I really see a trend of banning out these supports, these stacks this season 6. Probably there's some changes along the way, Rocker, that we are going to see a bit of a nerfs and buffs in terms of these heroes. But you know what? I think for the first half of this regular season, I think the tanks and supports are gonna get banned a lot. So people, if you're watching right now, if you're preparing right now for your matches, the pro teams, look at this setup that we have. We have 0 to no tanks that are available, that are S tier. Well, it's probably the Kufra, the Atlas, and that's it.
I think they're just the teams might be just starting to get ready for the next week already, because they are obviously Cho is not picked as a tank anymore. Like the last time Cho was picked as a tank, remember, I think that might have been season 2 or season 1. It's the only way that you pick in Cho. Usually Cho is an off lane whenever he gets picked up. So now teams might be thinking, you know what, maybe we can substitute Cho for some of these heroes.
And you are actually seeing a giveaway code right there. And if you're waiting for the giveaway code, they actually have a bonus code as well. So it's right there below us. Just, redeem it now. Get a screenshot of it, redeem it, and enjoy your giveaway codes. And that's what you get, ladies and gentlemen, for watching the Mobile Legends BangBang Professional League PH Season 6, day number 1 of the regular season. We have a lot of stuff for and this is only day number 1. Rock hard. I'm really just excited that MPL is back.
I know.
You know what? I know for game number 1 that you're really trying to absorb the energy, but right now I think for game number 2, let's rev it up a bit.
Yeah, we gotta rev it up.
Just go all out right now.
For sure.
Let's go all out. Like bask in all the things that is MPL for game.
Because you don't want to be 2-0'd on day 1. Come on, like if you were on PH, you don't want to get 2-0 right away, and that only gives Bren Esports so much more confidence coming into the second weeks. The next weeks of the MPL might be, if Bren takes this all out, that might be on PH's fault, right? Because It'll feel so good. It'll feel so good as a player, as a coach, to know that this team that has been giving you such a hard time for 2 seasons now, you finally given him a pretty
You know
good show.
what? It just gives a suggestion like, oh, we're probably doing something right.
Right, exactly.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I like the confidence. Just make more experiments, make more rotations, make more everything in between, and probably that confidence could take them to a grand finals. Who knows? This is Brady
Kanya yun?
second championship, or Rebo has been denied for a second championship for quite a long time now.
Yep.
So I think a lot of these players here, they for season 5, a lot of expectations were on their side, but Onyx PH, they stopped those expectations. They cut the tournament life of Bren Esports loose on the lower bracket finals. So Onyx PH, this is an important battle for them, and they cannot lose this in a 2-0. They have to rally back, take this to game number 3, Brent Esports. If they want the confidence, take it to a 2-0, and that's how you do it in the MPL. No mercy. You just go all out.
Sure.
Day number 1, you go all out.
Basically what you want to do. And do you want to repeat
Ang tagal, tangina mo, rock
the draft
hard.
we saw earlier? Because that draft, man, was like I mentioned before, Bren looked like they knew how to deal with it. It might be a very, very powerful draft. Who knows, right? We might see this work on other teams, but definitely not against a team like Bren.
Yung white channel.
Sees game.
Out
On the
there.
usual was just
Like you're saying that for these prodigies, you know what? There might be a bit of nervousness in terms of just getting the groove inside MPL, because this is still the biggest league in the
Obviously,
Philippines.
we are so gonna head into the draft. Come on, we gotta go.
Yeah.
Show us more of those really good picks that you did before.
Pwede lang mag-time sa loob.
We want to see the old
Now,
Onyx PH.
going back, Rockhart, to Flap, he's going to the base of Onyx PH with his Dragon Form.
Yun. Game 2.
He's not
Yeah.
really scared by anything. That is a really good sign that Flap is adapting to this, the highest MPL fast. Brenny Sports, they might be on
Yeah.
something here, but on it, is it gonna be bad? I mean, I really want to see a game 3. These two teams. This is probably one of the dream matchups. Let's just call it a star
Sabi niya. Ayoko mawawala.
matchup
absolutely.
in terms of the MPL
They've been
regular
actually
season.
really, what do you call this? Been really fighting for who deserves to have the yellow and black, right? Although Onyx PH had a little bit of white added, but it used to be just black and yellow as well for these guys. So I feel like there's a little bit of chip on both their shoulders. Like we're the guys who's gonna use the yellow to dominate the field, and starting to look really good for Brett Esports so far. Looking a very similar on the
Hoy, may Chu.
Barca, instantly locked out for Onyx by Onyx PH. I like that. I like that they already answered, and they are aware that Flap TZ was really nuts on that zone.
But onto the side of Friend Esports, they got the Selena pick. We're not really sure who's gonna use that. I mean, few picks. One means Selena. He showed us that way back season 2, and that's one of the heroes that got them the championship in the first place. Onyx PH, they still have for them. Okay, so really like to go for that one marksman mid, then a side lane show and a side lane Uranus. So this is one of their most comfortable drafts yet.
For sure, for sure. I feel like this draft is going to. This looks familiar to what to what each of them plays. Yakno has been so legendary on the show. Last season, he was hunting down links. Like last season, Yakno is being drafted as a Cho purely for the sake of hunting down links who are jumping through walls. So, and obviously, Dealar great works well on the Uranus. It's a very big. You gotta be prepared to get some of that action because it's gonna be very hard to deal with. No bans on the no Esmeralda, by the way, which means this Uranus is just gonna have a much better time.
Okay, I like the Hilda just because it deals consistent damage against the Uranus. It can charge through the Yi Sun Shin really fast. And that's a thing about fighters right now or the tanks. Sometimes you just need to have those captures. Like these heroes outside of ONIPH kite you. I mean Cho and Yi Sun Shin 100% is gonna outkite Hilda.
Wants to give him a taste of their medicine here.
Gusto ko may kachat. Nasaan na siya? Where are you now? Oops.
They did stop ONIPH from answering to their mid game. They didn't really give back the lead, if I do say so myself. So as long as they keep doing that, I'm not seeing it. He really likes this hero.
Yep, Dealar really likes that fan, and he has been playing it ever since he debuted in the MPL. Now, it's gonna be the kill. Rebo picking it up. Probably not who they want to give the kill over.
He will just go for those scratches. You here will be the next casualty. That's going to be 3 kills on that Selena. Kinda, just giving out these kills for the enemy team, not really what we want. Ren Esports, on the other hand, got their timers going. So when the timer just ended, they were asking to be, to be just a. Oh my goodness.
Ba't mayroon?
I mean, rock hard if a team goes to your second turret when the first.
Did a good job to the balance team. So because that small lead that they are now able to move the top lane, the mid second turret, and they can get more.
Happy.
The taking damage is already locked in his head, so could not have to. Whoa, break off there! See, this is what I'm talking about. Look at that. Lethal pick by Jay. Right target time. Don't even need to do anything else. As long as your teammate is ready to receive, you can get a lot done.
Brandy Fords on the other players, they're actually playing quite a decent game as well. It's all because of ONIPH. They have one choice in mind whenever a team fight, and they do not really knew how to push buttons of Brandy.
of Brand Esports, they have always been having 2-1s, right? We saw that earlier with the matchups, and I think they're
Thank you.
keep this trend up. They're just gonna basically just like boxing each other at this point with the way that they're playing around the map. They killed Wise right off the bat, which should have been already a win, but somehow their collapse on the jungle area was not effective. I mean, they all died almost at the same time, and I'm super surprised by that.
But I think Wolf has a lot more to say about this game, and we are going to throw it back to him. But before that, we will be heading into a short break. I am Butters, he's Rockhart, and we will be back.
Are you game to be great? Now you can with the new Smart Giga Games 99. Get 1 gig data all day, every day for Mobile Legends and more. Be great with Smart Giga Games 99.
Ba't puro mukha? Tatlo yan.
Of the network you choose. Your movies, music, and games can only be as good as your network speed and strength. Slow means game over. But the Philippines' fastest mobile data network means game changing. Choose the network that gives you what you truly enjoy. How do you know about this Giga Life? Simple and smart ako.
When uncertainty is our reality, we rise above with the things that matter. Giga-PH.
And we did mention na may possibility na makabawi on PH with just how they perform and how they draft. I mean,
Tinamad na eh.
Sabi mo na makikita. Isang alam pa naman. Tingnan mo na. Ulil. Parinig mo kasi ako. Ito yung tatak na parinig ako. daw eh. Ang lupit. Diba? Boyfriend na yun, naglangat na nakabit na. Apay ka na ito din ganyan, kaya pa. Kahit pa naman nila ang daan. Pagka ni Kuya Francis. Dito na ba? Lumagyan ni Kuya Francis dito na ba?